What would have been good advice in 1990 that would be terrible advice in 2020? Be more like Bill Cosby and less like Eddie Murphy. Have a Coke and a smile and shut the FCK up. Mufaka calls back, tell him suck my dick. Ice Cube will be dead or in jail while Bill Cosby will always be the family-friendly lovable actor-comedian. Just show up to the airport an hour before your flight. You'll make it in plenty of time. I watched Home Alone over Christmas and the entire McAllister family leaves the house 45 minutes before an international flight and makes it. We just watched the second one, where Kevin accidentally flies to New York City, and he bumps the lady holding all the boarding passes and they spill everywhere. And they're just like, nah sport. Go ride on ahead onto the plane without us even identifying you and you're a minor. It's okay. Quotation mark. I used to know people back then who would enter a million different sweepstakes and constantly win free stuff. That was back when they were actual promotions and not just tricks to get your personal info into their database. Now anyone who knows anything about the internet should know better. Snail mail in your resume to HR to apply for the job. Printing it on scented cardstock as an extra touch. For extra gumption. Just walked into the office and asked to see the HR manager to hand in your resume personally. My dad told me over and over to go in and ask for the manager for a sure way to get a job. I've learned that no one likes that. You are bothering someone who is already busy. And most of the time you get told to just apply online anyways. Yeah. I got this advice from a well-meaning professional as recently as 2018. It sure got me some disgusted looks. But no interviews. A video rental store is a good investment. Yep. Invest in Blockbuster. Put some of your savings into a CD, certificate of deposit. True 1988 story. One of my childless great-aunts gave all of her great-nieces and nephews $10K to put into our college funds. I put mine into a CD. That $10K made $88 a month. Not per year. Month. My teenage brain did the math and said if I can do that a few more times then I'm set for life. Now a $10K CD is at about 1.5% APY for 6 months and literally 0.02% for 12 months. You'd make $2 in a year. If you want to buy tobacco underage, say it's for your parents. They'll believe you and let you buy it. I used to buy liquor this way when I was 14. I had a lot of facial hair when I was 17. I just let it grow out. Walk in the liquor store and buy it. If they asked for ID I would say it's in the van. Because only old people drive vans. Normally it worked. Pluck your eyebrows as thin as you can. You will look so pretty. My mother and her eyebrows that never grew back say hi. Happened to my BFF too. She had them done in 2006. She had virtually no eyebrows for 4 years. Then angry eyebrows for another 4 years. Now they've finally mostly come back in. Call the video game help hotline to get advice on how to beat a level. PFFFF. I have a subscription to Nintendo Power. Don't need no help hotline. Wait, that was a thing? Yep. We were cavemen back then. Don't bother with getting an email address. The post office is going to start charging for every one you send. I remember this. Weird. People were actually worried about the post office charging for email? I guess in hindsight that's pretty silly, but I'm sure it made sense at the time. It didn't because the post office didn't give anybody any emails. Just so you remember. The year is 1990. Stares in 30-year confusion. 30 years? 1990 was just 10 years ago. Period. 1990 has been 10 years ago for the past 20 years. Everybody knows that. If your video game is acting up, take it out and blow on it. We've gotten to the point where you can't even blow on it anymore because there's no physical disk if you download it. Crazy how times have changed. Your hard drive has a physical disk and SSDs have little square thingies inside. But probably shouldn't blow on those. Install a popcorn ceiling. Paint all your hardwood floors. And those pink bathroom ceramics will surely spruce up your house. I can't stand a popcorn ceiling in my house. This is why I refuse to do the whole farmhouse chic thing. In 20 years my kids will be like, "YTF does our house look like a barn?" You're a great writer. You should go into print journalism. Quotation mark. Oh, look. My entire college career summed up. Asterisk. My story exactly. Got into journalism in 90s. Enjoyed some success. Then ended jobless in 2016. Always keep a quarter on you in case you need to make a phone call. Now it is good for the cart at Aldi. I have always wondered if there is a rich guy somewhere who gets his kicks by filling all the Aldi's carts with quarters and leaving them strewn all about the outer reaches of the parking lot. Straighten your hair. Hairspray it. Then crimp it. Frizz is good. I can smell this comment, ha 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 ha. Oh, the sizzle when the hot crimping iron hits your hair. Good times. Buy all those encyclopedias from the door-to-door salesman. My husband is some sort of an old outdated encyclopedia hoarder. He is always bringing home old moldy sets from garage sales. It makes me crazy. Well, when the internet goes down and we need to know about old timey things, then he will be the hero we all needed, but didn't deserve. You won't have a calculator wherever you go, so get good at mental math. Still be good at mental math anyway. Way faster than a calculator, when including time to pull out phone and calculator app. Easier to use so you will use it more often. And it helps you build a stronger mental sense as to when figures are wrong. It's still useful. To a degree. I don't want to whip out my phone every time I need to multiply anything. But I'm still doing it if it's a difficult 3x3 digit or more. Go to college. Doesn't matter what you study. Just get a degree and you'll have a ton of good jobs waiting for you when you get out. Wife went to Kent State. Graduated in 1996. All on student loans. We pay $210 or so a month for 10 years. Would not be able to swing a student loan payment now. Lies. Lies. All lies in. You should totally paint your face black. Put on a sweater. And go to the Halloween party as Bill Cosby. A guy at my school did this at school in like 2012, except he dressed as CJ from GTA. Say, nobody cared. Just go visit your neighbor unexpectedly. They'll appreciate that and probably serve you some tea. Honestly, this depends on your relationship to your neighbor. I can say that with 3 of my neighbors we can do this with each other. To be fair, they are all over the age of 50. Install built-in shelving to store all the books and removable storage media you've collected. Those obscure Disney movies you like won't be available in 30 years. Remember the going back into the Disney vault bullshit? WTF are you talking about? The vault is still a thing. Disney marketing and accounting. As long as you hide them well enough, you can carry any drug you want on a plane. Edit. Had no idea there were so many drug smuggling experts on Reddit. Technically, that is still true. Technically, that is always true by definition. Barely a technicality. It's not hard at all to smuggle drugs on flights as long as it's just personal use amounts. If you put tape over the holes on the top of your cassette tape, you can record over an old tape. Best way to catch that song on the radio. This. On New Year's Day, I would have a cassette tape ready to record the top 20 songs from the previous year off the local radio station. Sit there all jumpy trying to get the song to cut off before the jockey would start talking and trying to skip the commercials playing. I wasn't moving from that spot for anything. Fucking DJs always had to justify their existence by talking right up to the post. Nothing like trying to listen to the final countdown and losing the first 45 seconds to hear about a F-King sale at the local furniture mart. Buy as much house as you can afford. I don't think we'll see the inflation in big home prices like in the past. Big home sales in my area have been stagnant in spite of the good economy. My parents bought their house for $200-250K in 2002. Now it's worth about $1 million. I mean, they did renovations. But for scale, a house on the street that didn't do renovations sold for $950K about a year ago. The housing market is fucked. Editor's note. I'm in Metro Vancouver. Don't get in strangers' cars. Hands down best way to meet new people. They're probably thinking of Uber, Lyft, but taxi services of all kinds have been around for quite a while. Get a pager so people can get a hold of you when needed. Girls, don't do squats. They make your butts big and guys just don't like that. Edit. Wow. Thanks y'all for my first silver C. You don't wanna look like one of those rappers' girlfriends. You know, when your parents or whatever are like, just go in and ask the manager if they're hiring. And X200B. Yeah, that. In UK, go to uni. Do it now. Take that totally free degree and keep it. F-King keep it because it's free. Buy a house. Do it now. Buy the cheapest FCK property that will jump in value by 400% in 30 years. Live on noodles and water for a few years because FCK it. Your retirement is sorted.